Welcome again. Welcome to our third series of Amplify Voices of the Global Majority, focusing on the roots of yoga. My name is Kaveri Dada Barros, and I will be your host along with my colleague, Miles Newton, for our journey together throughout this week. And tonight, as the presenter of the eighth session of our 9-session series, we welcome Mx Puja Singh, sharing a talk called Bhakti and Music in Yoga. Once again, Kripalu has joined forces with the changemakers around the globe who work to dismantle inequity, mitigate harm, steward the planet, prioritize collective wellness, and stress interdependent liberation. Throughout history, voices of global majority, Black, Indigenous, people of color, have been at the forefront of breaking down barriers of systemic issues that affect both the planet and humanity while ushering in radical change. Whether that has been through bringing yoga to the West or fighting injustice on the front lines of society. We're so excited to be with you here to explore the heart and soul of the ancient practice of yoga with an incredible and thoughtful panel of South Asian yoga teachers, practitioners, wisdom keepers, and lineage holders. Now is the time that requires us to listen, heal historical wounds, and do something different. We enter this work as an act of community care because none of us are well unless all of us are well. So again, welcome. We're inspired to be sharing this space with you. We are honored to gather today virtually located in the Berkshire Hills of Massachusetts on the original homelands of the Stockbridge-Munsee Band of Mohicans. And on behalf of Kripalu Center of Yoga and Health, we invite you to use the link in the chat to learn what land you are on and its indigenous inhabitants. Please take a moment to share with us the lands that you are calling in from by typing it into the chat. Today, Kripalu works in reverence with these lands as a nonprofit educational organization dedicated to empowering people and communities to realize their full potential through the transformative wisdom and practice of yoga. Our Amplify Voices series has been made possible because of the generous gift of our donors. We thank them and we thank you all for your presence with us this evening. As a part of this collective space we share tonight, we would like to center our online community agreements. So we are posting them in the chat for everyone. Please take a moment and read them over and know that by being here in this space, you are acknowledging and opting into them. And we thank you for that. Let us take a moment to settle in a bit more together, and let's take 3 conscious breaths collectively, inhaling through the nose and exhaling gently through the mouth. You can close your eyes or lower your gaze. Let's begin. Thank you all. It's with deep appreciation, reverence, we welcome Mx Puja Singh as your guide for the evening. Mx Puja Singh is a queer, non-binary, trans, Indian-Canadian singer, songwriter, producer, drag artist, and yoga, meditation, music teacher based in Los Angeles, California. Their work focuses on helping people tune into the power of the universe, slow down, practice presence, and find their unique voice in order to more fully and joyfully express themselves in any and all areas of their life. Coming from an Indian background, Punjabi Sikh, and being deeply in love with India from a young age, Puja is constantly learning more about their own lineage and the practice and traditions that come from this beautiful land and culture. Puja practices and teaches kirtan, Indian devotional singing, and studies Indian classical music with Sri Shubhashish Mukha Padeye, a topmost exponent of the Katali Gharanan. During Puja's presentation today, Miles and I are here to support your needs. Our info is in the chat. Please feel free to direct message us if you need anything. Towards the end of the session, there may be an opportunity for questions to be answered that have gathered using the Q&A feature located in your Zoom toolbar on the bottom or at the top if you're on your phone. Please make sure to use this feature rather than putting questions into the chat. And now, without further ado, I welcome Mx Puja Singh, everyone. Namaste, Puja. So glad to be here with you.
Namaste, Kaveri. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited and honored to be here with you all. I'm so honored to be a part of this program, this series, and it's always so wonderful to get to hear other people's perspectives about yoga. There are so many perspectives and paths and lineages and traditions and practices, and especially to get to hear from other South Asians is just so incredible. So thank you, Kripalu, and the whole Kripalu team for having me, and to all the other presenters as well. So I didn't type it in the chat, so I just wanted to state as well that I am coming to you from Tongva, Keys, Chumash, and Fernandinho Tataviam land. And yeah, thank you for the wonderful introduction, Kaveri. I feel like I don't have to really say anything else about that. So I want to start by opening with a prayer. This is often called the Guru Stotram or the Guru Mantra. And I invite you to maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze and just start to tune into your own breath, allowing yourself to settle into this moment, into your body, into your space as much as you can. And this is a prayer to the kind of Holy Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, calling upon their powers of creation, preservation, and destruction. May we honor the cycles that we are in, all the different cycles that we are in within our own lives and collectively, and may we allow these cycles to move in their own natural way.
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwara तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
Please join me in 3 collective ohms. Inhale. Notice the silence around you and within you. Notice the silence between or beneath any other sounds that you hear. All sound comes out of silence and then merges back into silence. Just like a wave emerging out of the ocean and then merging back in. Just like us as people emerging from pure consciousness into physical form and eventually going back to pure consciousness. Notice your breath. Next time you inhale, please fill up as much as you can. Take your time as you fill up. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. And then allowing any subtle movements to come back to your body, maybe wiggling your fingers or moving your head around. And if your eyes were closed, gently blinking them open whenever you're ready. And taking a moment to just look around your space and take in the light and the textures and the colors. Hello and welcome everyone. Again, I'm so excited to be here with you all and to share a little bit about Bhakti today and about kirtan. Before I feel like there's so much that I want to cover in this short amount of time. So I want to start out with a little bit of singing, chanting together, using our voices. This is the practice of Bhakti, and particularly the practice of kirtan, singing and chanting, whether it's mantras or kirtans or bhajans, or other devotional songs. They're all about feeling something, you know. So I can tell you about Bhakti for the next hour, but if you don't actually experience it yourself, I feel like you don't really get the whole picture. So I want to start off kind of at the most fundamental level, starting with Om. So we'll chant Om for maybe about a minute or so, and we'll do some rolling Om. So you'll just take a deep breath in, start to Om until you run out of breath, and then again, take another deep breath in. So just going at your own pace. Don't worry about following me or going at the same pace as me. Because we're virtual right now, you don't really get to hear other people unless you happen to have other people in your space that are with you. But try to kind of tune into everyone in the group here, just through the ethers, and imagine that you can hear each other's voices. So again, just oming at your own pace, taking nice deep breaths, and allowing the sound to just emerge out of you, allowing it to come out of you however it comes out. Don't worry too much about trying to control it in a particular way. Just kind of observe it, or almost try to witness it, almost like you were listening to someone else oming. So again, you could close your eyes or soften your gaze and try to allow your whole body to be soft, especially your mouth, your jaw, your throat, your chest, your shoulders. So whenever you're ready, inhale and begin oming. Try to notice any of the vibrations of the Oms still moving through your body. And if your eyes are closed, gently blinking them open whenever you're ready. So I would love to hear if y'all want to type in the chat just like anything you felt from that experience, or kind of anything that came up for you, or just kind of anything. I would love to. I wish I could see you, but I can't, which is all good. But I would love to be able to connect with you and just hear a little bit from y'all. So if you have anything you want to type in the chat, please feel free to share. And if there are questions at any point, Kaveri or whoever is managing that, feel free to pop in and I can answer stuff along the way. Awesome. Peaceful. Great. Love that. I felt a collective energy even being in my own space. Wonderful. Great. I felt a column of energy in my torso. Beautiful. It reminded me of my recent Kripalu YTT Sangha Ohms. Yes, love that. I was surprised that the sound that emerged from me was higher than I expected. Interesting. Yes. Wonderful. So again, I'm going to try not to talk too much, but also I do want to kind of give y'all a little bit of context and just like background on things. I got teary-eyed from the start of your welcome with prayer, then freedom and joy with Om. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. So Om is said to be the fundamental vibration in the universe. It's kind of the vibration that is in everything. It is always vibrating in everything. Essentially, form is very dense sound. It's very dense vibration. You know, like my body is cells vibrating at a very, you know, fast speed, and maybe you could say flickering. And so again, this Om, I feel like when we sing Om, we're kind of bringing a more physical manifestation of that more subtle vibration that again exists within everything. Yes, I felt the energy from the trees around me. I love that. That's one thing I love about Bhakti practices, is I feel like one thing that I often experience through them is a connection to nature, you know, like even just like having a flower near you, or, you know, being able to look outside a window and seeing the sky or trees or, you know, plants, any kind of nature out there. It's such a beautiful way to really be able to connect. So I want to talk a little bit very quick about kind of music, sound, kirtan, coming from, again, starting from Om, the most fundamental vibration, and then Om becoming mantras. Mantras being Sanskrit, you could say prayers or phrases, different scriptures that are chanted in a very particular way. Sanskrit is a vibrational language, so the way that everything is pronounced is very important. All of the sounds, again, are literally like creating form. So mantras are essentially a vibrational way of creating form, forms of deities, forms of kind of manifestations of prayers, etc. So they started out in temples, in you could say Hindu temples, in temples where Sanatana Dharma was practiced, and they were chanted by Brahmin priests, pandits, that were higher caste. It was a very gate-kept thing. You know, it started out as a very patriarchal, gate-kept, casteist thing that was very much contained in temples. So this is kind of the beginning of devotional music. But it didn't start with music. It started out just as these mantras that were chanted with no musical accompaniment. Sanskrit mantras are complete in themselves. So sometimes they will be used in kirtan, like a very common one that you'll often hear used in kirtans is Om Namah Shivaya, to Lord Shiva. But technically mantras are complete, like vibrationally complete on their own. So when you use music with them, it kind of can muddy up the vibration. But if you're doing it in an intentional way, it can be done. But again, in the most kind of traditional way, I guess you could say, of chanting mantras, it's done without any kind of musical accompaniment. So then from there, because it was such a gate-kept thing, I'm trying to keep this tight again. There's a lot of history around all this, but I'm trying to give you just like a brief overview so you can have a little idea. And I'm sure a lot of you know some of this stuff, or a lot of this stuff, or maybe more of this stuff than I know already. So I'm kind of just sharing what I've learned through my own experiences over years of studying and practicing Bhakti Yoga. So again, it started very gate-kept in these temples. And then because of that, people who were not high caste, who were not Brahmins, who were not priests, did not know Sanskrit, people who were kind of kept out of these practices, said, we want to be able to connect with God, and we don't want to have to go through someone else to get to that connection with the divine. And so they started the Bhakti movement, which started somewhere, I've heard a lot of differing dates, but the kind of broad range seems to be somewhere between the 7th and 13th centuries. And it started in South India, and then eventually started to travel north, and then eventually traveled all around the world. So as the Bhakti movement started, it became it was very much a pushback against these casteist, patriarchal practices and like ways of practicing. And so people started to sing to deities, to common deities, like more universal deities, like Shiva, like Krishna, like Ram, like Hanuman, Ganesha. But then they also started to sing to more like regional deities and different gurus and different beings that were held in high regard as well. And they were starting to sing with their own folk melodies, with their own folk rhythms, with their own folk instruments, in their own tongues, in their own languages, from their own towns and cities and regions. So it started to become a much more kind of democratized practice. I always say it's a very punk movement. It was a very it was very much a rebellious movement, and it was very kind of DIY in the way that punk is. So, I think even to this day, it's been co-opted so much that there's the Ram Ayodhya temple that opened in India recently. That's just a very politicized thing that has been overtaken by very casteist people. So again, it's constantly, this isn't just like history in the past. This is history that is currently manifesting now. So with that, I would like to chant one mantra with y'all so that we can kind of experience what it feels like to chant a mantra. So, Miles, if you could please put in the first one, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. So we'll put the words in the chat for you, and I'll just briefly go over, also side note, I am not a Sanskrit teacher, but I am a Sanskrit student, so I will do my best in trying to clarify a few things to help you with the pronunciation. So again, we're starting out with Om, the fundamental vibration of the universe, so please repeat Om. And then the next word is Gam, which is the seed syllable or bija mantra of Ganesha, who is the elephant-headed deity, also known as the Lord of Obstacles or Overcomer of Obstacles, and he is a son of Shiva. And so the bija mantra, the seed syllable that is associated with Ganesha, which is also associated with the Muladhara chakra, because that is the chakra that Ganesha is associated with, which is the root chakra. And the syllable is gum. So it's basically pronounced like chewing gum, gum. You may also hear it pronounced as gun, like gun. You may also hear it pronounced like gung, like the NG in sing, gung. So you may hear it pronounced different ways, but the most basic would just be gum, om, gum. So please repeat gum. And then the next word, Ganapataye. So Ganesha, also known as Ganapati. Many deities have many, many, many names. So Ganapati is one of Ganesha's other more common names. But in this, it turns from Ganapati to Ganapataye, as it is in the vocative form. So it's calling out to Ganesha, to Ganapati. So Ganapataye. So breaking that down into syllables, please repeat after me. Ga, na, pa, ta, ye. So the first three syllables, ga, na, pa, are all short A's. Ga, na, pa, not ga, na, pa. And then the ta is a long A. Ta, ta, not the. da. And then also on that syllable, the T, it's not the same T we have in English. It's not t, it's th. It's a more dental T. So your tongue is kind of pressing forward against your top front teeth. And then the tip of your tongue will probably stick out a little bit. Th, th, th. So ganapata, and then ye, also long syllable. Ganapataye, ganapataye. Good. And then namaha. And namaha is to bow in front of, to prostrate to. So again, this is bowing to Ganesha. So we're going to chant this. I'm going to just start chanting a few times and then listen to it a few times and then try to, whenever you feel ready, come in with me and we'll chant all together. And then, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And then, we'll probably start to pick up the speed a little bit. So we'll just chant this for like a couple minutes maybe. And we'll just chant it all in one tone.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Take a deep breath. Just notice how you're feeling. Notice how that affected you. All right, time is already flying. So Bhakti is the path of devotion, the path of love. I know that Amber just did a Bhakti workshop as well, so I don't know if any of y'all caught that, but yeah, hopefully you already have some other understanding of Bhakti. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I just want to share a little bit. For me, it's really about feeling our feelings. So often we can do a lot of we can approach things, from a very physical level. If we're doing asana, often it's very physical. If we're doing more like jnana studies, it becomes very intellectual. So Bhakti is really about getting into the heart, into your body, but even more so into your heart. And it's so much about a connection with like Anahata chakra and Vishuddhi chakra, the heart center and the throat chakra, as it's about like being able to express yourself from your heart, from a place of love, from a place of really like deep consciousness. So the practice of kirtan is we're using our voices to literally clear Vishuddhi chakra, to clear our throat chakra, so that we're able to more fully express ourselves. And again, we use the practice of kirtan, we're using our voices to clear the channel, but once you're able to clear the channel more, it doesn't matter how you choose to express yourself. If you paint, or you cook, or you write, or you like run a business, or you like clean houses, or like whatever it is that you do, can you do that like more consciously, more from a place of your heart, more from a place of love? So it's just and can you express yourself more fully, like through that thing, whatever it is that you're expressing yourself through, once you've cleared the channel more. So yeah, I guess the one other thing, so now I want to sing a couple kirtan. So now we've done a little bit of oming, and we've chanted a mantra. Now I want to sing a kirtan. So this is like this is getting into more like maybe less technical and just more into the heart space, really just kind of singing however you feel like you want to sing right now. So just real quick before we get into it, I just want to say that like your voice is completely unique. I always say your voice is like your fingerprints. It's like it's completely unique. No one else has ever had your voice before, and no one else will ever have your voice again. You are the only person in all of the universes that has ever had your voice. So we all go through a lot of conditioning telling us that our voices are not good, or if you don't sound a particular way, it's not good enough. And like, if you can't sing well technically, then you shouldn't sing. And like, I think that's all really terrible and harmful conditioning. So first of all, I'm sorry that you went through that. We all did. And I hope that you can start to, if you don't already, I hope you can start to find like an appreciation and just some more like gratitude for your own voice and for the beauty that is your voice and how unique it is. So as we sing today, I really encourage you to try to, again, just allow it to emerge out of you, almost like if you imagine like you were listening to a child sing. Like, would you really be judging some child and being like, oh, you shouldn't sing like that, or you shouldn't be singing? Like, probably not, hopefully not. So imagine you're listening to yourself as if you were listening to a child sing, and try and, have as little judgment as possible. And And also just try to be as free as you can. If you want to sing really loud, sing really loud. If you want to sing really quiet, if you want to like get up and move while you sing, if you want to stop singing, if you want to scream, if you want to like, whatever you want to do, just really try to notice the kind of urges that are coming up within you, and try to allow those to come out. Like, again, this to me is such a big part of the practice of bhakti. This is like, what are you devoted to? What do you long for? What are you calling out for? What kind of higher power, what deity, what God, what ancestor, what teacher, what being or what energy or what experience are you trying to call out for? What are you longing for? It's like the story of Krishna and the gopis, the way that the gopis are always yearning for Krishna, but they also understand that like Krishna's there and he's going to go and do his thing and play with other gopis, and then he's going to go like be by himself and have to eat some butter and like play his bansuri, his little flute for a while. But then they know he'll come back and then they'll get to be with him again. So it's like, who or what is your Krishna? Like, what are you longing for? Try to express that longing. So with that, we're going to sing actually to Krishna, to Gopala. Govinda and Gopala are two other names for Lord Krishna. Miles, if you could drop the second one in the chat, Govinda JJ. And we're running out of time so quickly. Okay. I was hoping we would get to do two more, but I think this might be the one that we get to do. So we're going to try and milk it a bit for these last few minutes. So very quickly, just going over the words, Govinda JJ, please repeat. Gopala JJ. So again, Govinda, Gopala are two names of Krishna. J means victory. You will hear this word pronounced many different ways, and if you are in the Bhakti world, you'll probably hear many discussions or have many discussions about it. It can be pronounced Jai or Jay or Jai. There are very like subtle nuances, but J, but it's not like J-A-Y. It's not J. It's kind of like a little bit more open at the end, J. And then the second line, Radha. So this R, both in Radha and Ramana, they're not quite rolled, but it's like you're almost about to roll your R. Radha, Ramana. And then also this D in Radha and also the D in Govinda is kind of similar to the T in Ganapataye. So it's a dental D. So it's not D, it's D. So again, your tongue is pressing forward. So Radha Ramana, and then Radha Ramana, and then Hari. So again, another name for Krishna, and then Govinda JJ again. So again, we'll just start singing it, and we'll sing it in call and response a little bit. This is normally how kirtan is done. This is one of kind of the things that makes kirtan is that it's done in a call and response. So it's like there's a leader or a group of leaders and then participants. So we'll go back and forth.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
position. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up today to do this practice. Finding gratitude for your entire being, seen and unseen, physical and non-physical. Take a moment to acknowledge and honor the roots of the practices of yoga in South Asia, honoring the land and the culture that these traditions come from. Taking a moment to acknowledge and honor the traditional and ancestral land that you are currently on, honoring the original stewards of that land from the past, the present, and the future. Taking a moment to acknowledge and honor the people of Palestine in occupied Palestine, as well as Palestinians in the diaspora. May we continue to work towards liberation for all beings. Close with peace prayers. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu 3 times, then Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. If you know any of these, please feel free to chant along or just listen and receive. Everyone, please join me in one more Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. The divine within me sees and honors the divine within each of you. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you all so much. That just flew by. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Beautiful, Puja. Oh, thank you so much for your for sharing your talent, your voice, your teaching, and just you. This was such a delight, as there's so much love in the chat for you, and so many hearts just flying. That was absolutely stunning. I found myself smiling the whole time, and I feel so much lighter. That's the beauty of kirtan, huh? So thank you, and thank you everyone else. We do not have time for questions, but thank you, Puja, for everything tonight. You left us feeling really great. Thank you all for joining us tonight for the Bhakti music and yoga with Mx Puja Singh. And thank you to you again, Puja, and our donors for supporting this third year of Amplify Voices of Global Majority series. And thanks again for all of you for your presence with us online. Your support is vital to our Amplify series. Together, we uplift voices of global majority dedicated to dismantling injustice and nurturing our planet. Your donations power this transformative work. You can head to the link in the chat to learn more about supporting Kripalu's efforts in this work. Thank you all so much. Peace, blessings, be well, and amplify.